This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed actor-musician, the one and only MARIAH LOTZ. But before we get to our interview, here's a sneak peek at MARIAH in action with their incredible original song, Feel.
I'm good. How are you?
Doing so much better now that we are finally talking. And listen, MARIAH, I just want to dig in right away to your original music. Feel. I mean, obviously people can go to the links below, see a lot more original music from you. Talk to me though a little bit about the impetus behind Feel and how it came about for you.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of songs that are written that we listen to sort of in order to like connect with our feelings, whether it's like a feeling of grief or a feeling of love. Like if we just kind of want to like ignite those butterflies and those kind of chemicals in our brain, that's like a good thing for music. But I also felt like it could be like an interesting idea to sort of reverse that. So I think sometimes there's so much like stimulus in our world that sometimes I feel like we need to feel less. So that was sort of the idea, is like it's a little bit vague, like you can apply it to different situations. When I wrote it, I was going through a breakup, so obviously that like bleeds in. But like it's just this idea of like, oh my gosh, this is too big of a feeling. I need to like take a break, step back for a second right now.
But I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I think this is a sentiment that everyone is going through in some way, shape, or form right now. We've been forced to almost, I think, look within to possibly make the choice to step back from things that aren't serving us anymore.
Yeah, and I think it's also like in our like sort of wellness culture, it's like feel all your feelings all the time. And I think some of it is like, okay, yes, heard, but sometimes it's too much. Like sometimes I need to just numb my brain for a sec, and then eventually I'll get to it. I don't know.
This is what I love about you, MARIAH. You're so relatable. I mean, obviously as an artist who, you know, writes their own songs, creates their own art. But I also want to dig into some of the theater roles that you've played. You know,
Great.
I'm a theater director, and one of my favorite musicals of all time that is on my bucket list to one day revive in New York is the Spitfire Grill. I think that its heart and its heartbeat is needed now more than ever. Talk to me a little bit about what that experience was like for you playing one of the leads in this incredible musical, The Spitfire Grill.
Yeah, that was a musical that I'd also loved for a really long time that just never was done. So I was really excited by the chance to do it. I think it was a crazy experience because it was just coming out of the pandemic, and so everything about that process felt like we are so lucky to be here right now. But also I think it felt really good after stepping away from theater for like a year because of the pandemic. Like telling a story that I felt mattered, like one that was really about community and had a lot of like strong femme characters and their relationships, and also a lot of things about like prison abolition and like the way that, you know, the role that law enforcement plays in our society. That all felt like really, really important story to be telling at that time. So I was lucky to be a part of it, definitely.
One of my favorite Cast albums as well. Dear friend of mine, Liz Calloway, on the original Cast album. But you know, maybe one day there'll be one with you, Mariah, with me directing. Let's just put that out in the universe, okay?
I love that. I love that for us. Yeah.
Moving forward, you are also part of one of my favorite musicals that highlights actor musicians like yourself, and that's Once. You were on the
Mm,
national tour playing the lead female identifying character. How was that for
yeah.
you?
Oh, that was amazing. That was also another show that I had like wanted to do for a really long time. And that was my first like big job, was
Look
to
at you,
do that
bucket
tour.
list. You're like one
I
and
know.
done.
I it was really lucky. I know. But I think it's also like they're both really specific shows. So, and it was unusual. I don't know. I'm like not the stereotypical kind of musical theater actress. So it was like to get to like kind of do these a little bit more, I don't know, put my own spin on these a little bit more interesting
This
characters
is
was
what I
really
love
fun.
about you,
But
though,
yeah,
Mariah. You,
thanks.
you're a freaking authentic original. I definitely interrupted you. Finish your sentence.
Oh, you're fine. I don't know where I was going with that thought.
My
But
husband
yeah,
has to remind me that I interrupt all the time, like I just did there again. You're welcome.
I do that all the time as well. The thoughts are moving too fast. It's fine.
Mariah, listen, I can't wait to get in a room with you and work with you. But listen, before I ask my final question, I want to let everyone know, for more on the incredible Mariah Lotz, you could read more about them right below this video. Mariah, final question for you. Look at, I mean, this has been a tough time for all humans, but especially artists. I think
Mm.
rediscovering themselves, maybe looking literally and figuratively in the mirror, what they want to leave behind, the artwork that they really want to do. What has this time been like for you specifically as an artist?
This time meaning
The last
like
few
kind of
years
COVID and then
specifically.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you just said it. Like it's kind of this idea of like, yeah, what matters and what can I do that can be of service? Because I think storytelling is a powerful medium, but I think it's a little bit presumptuous to be like, if I tell a good story, it's going to reach the right crowd and people are going to be moved. Like I think, especially with theater, we have a real problem with it, you know, kind of being like an elite art form. So I think just, yeah, I think it's just made me reflect a lot on like how can I be of service to moving this whole industry forward, not just like serving my own resume and career. Yeah.
Well, Mariah, you're doing it by not only creating your own art, but stepping into roles that have been created, and just by you being this very clear strength and restraint, amazing person who
Mhm.
gets their craft, you're changing the game by just showing up.
Thanks so much.
I
I'll
speak
take
the
that with
truth.
me.
I have, look at, my husband thinks I like to brag about more, but I really like to brag about the fact that I have really great instincts when it
Mm,
comes to like who has it.
mm,
And this is literally not only obviously based on our conversation, but my own research of you and your trajectory.
mm.
And again, it's this platform where I've been able to speak with, I can't believe it, over 1,600 artists all over the
That's
world.
awesome.
But
Wow.
I have to say, meeting my theater peeps, I mean, my heart. And Mariah, I can't wait to work with you.
You too. This was so lovely. I love your energy.
You too. Very nice to meet you.
You too. Have a lovely rest of your day.
You too.